We love this guy very much. He's fucking awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Seth Lynn.
I was born 5 weeks premature, 4 days after my parents went snowshoeing in a couple miles in northern Minnesota to visit their friends who were fur trappers who lived off the grid. And when I was born, the doctor, he was a Korean American doctor, and he looked at my mom and he said, "Don't get your hopes up," because I was very problematic health-wise. I had a very large, slow heart. I had lungs that didn't work, and it didn't look good. My parents got to name me and touch me, and then I was put in an ambulance to Minneapolis, where I arrived having had heart failure and collapsed lungs. Was put in an incubator, had a feeding tube attached to my scalp, and they told my parents they didn't really know if I'd have brain damage or not. And my dad told me recently, he said they didn't honestly know what to hope for. But I got better pretty fast. I was released in 3 weeks to my parents, who also lived off the grid with no phone, but a mile-long driveway, and they worried whether they could care for me. And my mom said that she thought it was so crazy how their rustic lifestyle compared to all the wires and tubes and machines and craziness that I was hooked up to. And every year I would go to the University of Minnesota. I have more wires attached to me to get EKGs, echocardiograms, and I felt weird. I felt like a government experiment. I felt like a human child pretending to be human, an alien child given to live with a human family to see how long it would survive. And I felt kind of just like a freak because other kids didn't go to the hospital once a year and get hooked up to machines, and I felt, I guess, different, how every kid feels different, but I knew why, because I had a broken heart.
These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of. These are the adventures of a preemie. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of. These are the adventures of a preemie. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of. And these are the adventures of a preemie. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of. These are the adventures of a preemie.
So, as I got older, my heart rate was getting slower. I had complete congenital heart block, which is an electrical malfunction of the heart, where your sinoatrial and your atrioventricular nodes don't communicate directly with each other, so the electricity has to go through the muscle of your heart, which is slower and slows as you get older, so that my resting heart rate was 30 beats a minute, and it could top out at 60 beats a minute. Your heart goes 60 beats a minute when you're sleeping. Your heart can go around 200 beats a minute. So one day my parents sat me down. They said the last time you were at the cardiologist, they suggested to us in private that maybe you should get a pacemaker. It's optional, it's not emergent, it's your choice. You're 15 years old, do you want a pacemaker? And I learned that it's a 1 in 10,000 chance of dying with the pacemaker surgery, which didn't seem too bad. Could give me more energy. And I said, yes, I'm 15 years old, I want to get a pacemaker. And I'm told that the admitting nurse, when she looked at my chart, she thought it was written by a dyslexic and wrote my age down as 51.
Seth had it tough, he had it tough growing up, and you thought that you had it hard. Seth had it tough, he had it tough growing up, so shut the fuck up, so shut the fuck up. Well, Seth had it tough when he was growing up, he had problems that you can't even fathom. Seth had it tough, you know he had it tough, and he got up and at 'em. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of, these are the adventures of a Preemie. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of, these are the adventures of a Preemie. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of, these are the adventures of a Preemie. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of, these are the adventures of a Preemie.
I've been a vegetarian for 6 years before I went in for my surgery, and when the Valium hit, I instantly ordered a hamburger. I woke up, the feeling of stitches tugging at my chest, and I said, "I'm supposed to be with and then they clicked something on the IV, and I went back to the poppy field. Told I talked through the whole surgery. Didn't want to know what I said. When I first had the pacemaker, it was set to go on and off. Sometimes it would click on and I'd feel a staccato heartbeat from the mechanical device controlling my heart, and I didn't like it compared to the nice rolling feeling of a real heartbeat. And then they changed it so it was on all the time. So I'd only felt mechanical heartbeat except once a year. When I go in for a checkup and they turn it off and I get to feel my real heartbeat. Just sort of like a soothing, nice drug that all of you feel all the time. You don't know you're on. And I don't think too often about having a pacemaker, honestly, these days. But when I do, I kind of feel special. I'm a fucking cyborg. So and I think that's what emotional growth maybe is. It's going from the definite feeling of being a freak to the hopeful feeling of feeling special. And I'm on my second pacemaker now, and I keep the old one as a refrigerator magnet. Here it is right here. It was inside me for 9 years. It's attach it to this. Oh, that doesn't stick. There you go. And when I open up the fridge and I have that, I look at it. It just reminds me that the toughest fight I ever fought and probably ever will fight. Don't worry, it cost $40,000. The toughest battle I've ever fight was in the first couple days of my life, and that I should enjoy what I fought to stick around for.
He doesn't stand too close to a microwave, 'cause then his thin little fucking chest will explode and pain. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of a Preemie. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of, these are the adventures of a Preemie. These are the adventures of the fucking adventures of, these are the adventures of a Preemie. These are the adventures everybody.